The mega-moneyed life of the rich kid is beyond unreal.
It costs about £10,000.
And went to one of the most expensive boarding schools in the world, £100,000 a year.
They have no concept of what real life is like for most Brits.
I've got a cleaner, I've got a chef. I haven't washed my hair myself for the past 4 or 5 years.
I think I've been on a bus once.
So in this series, they will be plucked from their pampered lives.
It seems to be quite dirty.
I wouldn't feel safe walking around here actually by myself at night.
To live with families who struggle to survive.
I am dying to know why they're living in accommodation that's simply too small for them.
Only then can they realise the real value of money.
£150 on food?
Yeah, on food, yeah. Basically, I'm just trying to make ends meet. You're okay, come here, baby.
Life can be so cruel sometimes.
When rich kids go skint.
I think my childhood was very kind of enchanted and magical.
Today's rich kid going skint is the daughter of a wealthy property magnate in Buckinghamshire.
I'm Fatima, I'm 20 years old and I live near Marlow.
Fatima has had a very privileged upbringing.
The most extravagant thing I've probably done is going gown shopping, with each gown kind of amounting up to £1,000 each, as well as a ball ticket being about £500 for one person.
She's talking very elite balls.
I felt like a princess being dressed in sort of tiaras and jewellery.
It all stems from Fatima's first love.
Fashion is something that's actually played a massive part in my life, in the sense that it's something that I use to express myself creatively, and I feel like the best way is through clothing and styling.
And that means spending money.
I love shopping, and I think that's something that I've kind of inherited genetically from my mum. This is actually one of my favourites. It's something that I can wear out along with during the day. If I was to wear like an all black outfit, I'd probably pair it with it because it's got a chain inside. So this retails for about £1,000. My favourite shoes probably are the Valentinos, just because it's such a pretty metallic colour. These retail for about £600. A lot of my money that I spend, like my outgoings, pretty much go on clothes and food. If I'm in London a lot of the time, then my friends and I will just be in Mayfair or Knightsbridge. We love cool brunch spots. I think it's quite easy to spend between £1,500 to £2,000 a week.
So what on earth inspired a pampered princess to try living skint?
When I think about people who are in a kind of less fortunate financial situation, I feel terribly bad about, coming from a place of kind of financial comfort, and I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I was just to be taken out of my life and put in a completely different situation, and knowing that was going to be permanent. The idea that it's temporary definitely subconsciously comforts you.
Fatima will be temporarily spending her time with a single mum who lives in a 2-bedroom maisonette with her 5-year-old daughter, Imogen.
I'm Nikki Brooker, I'm 35 and I'm from Maidstone in Kent. My little monster.
Are you gonna keep working?
I work for a local charity and I'm a youth worker at that charity. I work full-time, I do overtime, I give my daughter all the opportunities that a 2-parent family could give her, but just through working hard. I think that bit's the bottom bit. Imogen's a very creative child, she's always making something.
I like the purple.
Oh, that's nice. We do, a lot of arts and crafts and cooking. I think it's important for children to have hobbies and interests, particularly from a young age, so that they don't get dragged into antisocial behaviour as they become teenagers.
So Imogen goes to swimming and dance classes, which cost Nikki around £45 a month.
Considering that I work full-time and do overtime, I don't ever feel like I'm left with very much money at the end of the month. I certainly am not left with enough to save for a holiday.
Now and relax.
After all my expenses that I have to pay out, I'm left with like £85 a week, which I have to buy food, pay for petrol, pay for car parking, if I drive to work, buy Imogen clothes, buy myself clothes. A big treat for me and Imogen would be like maybe a takeaway or a trip to the cinema, because they're both quite expensive treats, or a trip like I'd love to do a London show and take her to a London show, but that's like a dream.
Nikki wishes she had more time to spend with Imogen, but also values her work.
If I gave up work to live off of benefits, I would become very depressed very quickly, and I don't think it'd be good for my mental health.
9 years ago, Nikki was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
There's a lot of stigma around mental health, and hopefully through the work that I do, we can break down these barriers. I'm actually quite proud to be like a functioning bipolar person, and I inspire a lot of young people.
So what does Nikki hope rich kid Fatima will learn from spending time with her?
Being resilient and being able to bounce back from like the challenges that life throws at you isn't just about money.
I'm done now.
To make sure living skint won't be too much of a shock for Fatima, she's having a pep talk with her cousin Hamza.
You're probably wondering why I brought you here. So I've got the opportunity to stay with like a poorer family, and I'm basically just going to see what life's like for them and see how they struggle to make ends meet.
I just can't imagine you doing anything like that. You know, you wake up and your breakfast and your meal prep and
My meal prep.
How are you going to get your toast and avocado?
Avocado toast. I will miss avocado toast. I mean, I'm not too sure whether we'll have that there. I don't really know what they eat. We'll have to see.
Just a little scared and shocked that you're doing this.
Yeah. So am I. So was I at first, actually.
So what if it's a council house? Have you ever been to a council estate flats?
Like, I've obviously heard of like a council estate living, but I've never been into one.
What if you don't have a bed? But you're not you if you don't have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, true.
You're the most crankiest person on planet Earth.
Very true if I don't have a good night's sleep.
So what are you taking with you? What sort of clothes?
I don't think I can take sort of like fur jackets or sort of bags or blazers or like...
I would just take a purse.
Yeah.
And your sweats.
And
a blanket.
And like
just,
a hoodie or something.
Yeah.
Just be comfortable.
Well, I hope you enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
She really hasn't thought about it, I think, deep enough. I'm just scared that they'll obviously judge her and think that she's a spoiled brat.
As Fatima packs for her trip to Kent,
I'm taking a couple of jumpers with me, just because they'll keep me warm at night. They're super comfortable.
Nikki has been thinking about what her guest might be like.
When I think of a rich person, I think of them wearing nice clothes, having nice hair, smelling nice. Yeah, I don't.
Where I'm from is more kind of countryside, lots of greenery. It seems like it's a little bit more sort of industrial.
I've worked 41.5 hours this week, so I haven't had a lot of time to do very much. I did get up early this morning and do the hoovering.
I'm sure council houses usually have like a plaque that will have a number.
What are we hoping for, a girl or a boy, Imogen?
A girl.
Oh, are they terraced houses or looks like council houses? Like quite. Is it like a community?
No, I'm not telling you.
You're not telling me. Because we like girls, don't we? Better than boys, really.
I'm a bit nervous. I don't know where it is. It looks like I think a council house. And I've never been inside one before, so I'm intrigued. Fatima.
Nice to meet you. Come through. This is Imogen, this is Fatima.
Hi, nice to meet you. Okay.
She's got really sticky fingers, so you probably don't want to touch her hands.
That's
anyway.
all right. Oh, she's got a knife?
Yeah, but it's a child safety knife, it's all right.
Just found it a bit shocking that obviously like a small child is playing with a knife, but it's a safety knife, so fair enough. But yeah, no, that was a bit like, whoa, okay. Am I safe? No, I'm just kidding.
What's your lounge like?
You have like 2 living rooms in total, so like one of them is on the other side of the house, and that's just kind of casual, whereas the other one's like for formal meetings only.
So do you have like a separate dining room
yeah.
as well?
My mum and dad actually like to entertain a lot, so they invite a lot of family members around for sort of like garden parties and barbecue.
Do you have a big garden?
Yeah, it's quite big, and they like to use the space, and they'll just set up like a marquee or a gazebo outside.
I've got a question, because you've got a garden. What do you want if we get a garden?
3 bunnies.
3 bunnies? I have 6 bunnies at home. Yeah, I have
That's
like
so
a runner, and they
cool.
have like a hamper. There are about like 3 or 4 hampers that they have.
Hampers? Doesn't she mean hutches?
Do you clean them out, or do you have somebody that helps you clean them?
I don't clean them out, no.
As you can see, I have to keep my fridge out of my kitchen because it's just really compact and little. What is your kitchen like?
It's quite big, so there's like an open plan, there's like an island in between, and you just use that to kind of just chop up things and prepare food.
Nikki shows Fatima upstairs.
So this is my room.
Yeah.
But Imogen also thinks it's her room.
Oh, okay, so do you share it?
I'm ashamed to say that she sleeps with me still. I made a rod for my own back. She does have her own room, but she prefers to sleep on this side of the bed, and I sleep on that side of the bed, and she puts her toys there. I did my washing last night, so that's an area full of damp clothes that I'm drying at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So what do you do?
I mean, I just have like a tumble dryer at home in the laundry room.
I'd love a tumble dryer. So this is Imogen's room.
Okay, nice.
She does play a lot in here.
There's like a unicorn theme going on.
Yeah, she loves unicorns. And so I thought that maybe you might like to sleep in that bed.
Yeah, no, I'd love to sleep in that bed. Yeah,
cool.
That will work for me. I was definitely way more nervous outside, and I think now that I'm inside, I feel a bit more at ease, just because I've met Nikki and I've met Imogen, and they seem like a really sweet family.
I think she's probably more approachable than I thought that she would have been, but yeah, I'm just like looking forward to having more of a chat with her, really.
And the first chat they have is about Fatima's rich kid lifestyle.
Have you got any idea, like roughly how much you would spend in a month?
In a month?
London?
In London, I think a week's spending is probably like, what, 1,000.
Wow.
In Selfridges, with like the branded stuff that you would buy. I mean, you can literally get 3 things for like under £1,000 in some.
You can spend £1,000 on 3 outfits from Selfridges. So that's just, yeah, mind-blowing, really.
For Nikki, £1,000 a week is way more than she earns as a youth worker.
I get paid like £1,500 a month.
Yeah.
And then after bills and everything, I'm left with like £85 a week to spend on like petrol, parking, food, clothing, anything that we need that month. So it can be quite tight.
That could just be a day out for me, or, you know, just in like what I would spend in the morning if I was in London. I think that was a shocker to me, that actually she's working so much and I'm not working at all.
I don't qualify for any housing benefit or any of the benefits to help you. I only qualify for child benefit. It's like £20.70 a week that you get from that, from the government. Have you heard of child benefit, like the one that the mum...
I've heard about it just because I studied politics at school, but I don't really know much about like how the benefits work, like what you can apply for and whether you have to be working or not.
I think her idea of single parents has probably come from textbooks. Yeah, I don't think she's met somebody like me before.
Do you find that helps though? Like, do you think like £20 is like enough to sort of like just give you that?
It covers Imogen's dance classes, or like a proportion of her dance classes.
You know, she's having to work so many hours just to make things meet. For her to be so open with me just makes me feel that much more sort of closer, and I can sort of empathise with her and really, really get to know her and find out more about, you know, how she lives and her difficulties and you know, the strengths that she sort of builds up as she carries on.
To give Fatima a taste of how they live,
Chicken and salad wraps.
Nikki is doing a salad lunch for them all, but it's not the sort that Fatima is used to.
For lunch, I usually just have like a salad with some like quinoa and grains, and then some like chicken or something like that. I mean, I try and avoid gluten where I can, or dairy. Also, and I can only have like halal meat as well. Like one of my favourite places is Farm Girl, and it is like near the King's Road. And they do like gluten-free bread, so I'll just have that with like some smashed avocado and like a poached egg on top. Or I'll just go have sushi. I eat a lot of sushi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's like my favourite food.
Oh, cool. I've only eaten like store-bought, like the little sushi packs that you get for your lunch. Yeah, I haven't ever been like to a proper sushi restaurant or anything like that. I'd love to do that one day.
Good. Yeah, you should.
It's on my bucket list.
Do you buy things in bulk as well, just to help you save, or?
I don't really have the storage. Like my mum and dad do that. They have a shed that they keep loads of food in.
Like a pantry.
It is a shed in the garden.
How much would you spend on food a week?
Probably about £30 a week.
Really? Wow. Lunch was definitely limited from what I usually have. I'd always have like some kind of meat with it, or I'd have like some grains, but it still fit my criteria. It was gluten-free, it was somewhat healthy.
So how much would you like spend on lunch on average then?
On like a brunch, on average, I'd say like £40. But I mean, if I'm going to Farm Girl, sometimes the bill can come up to about £60 for like 2 or 3 things.
So that's like more than I would spend in a week on food.
Yeah, no, which it's crazy when you put it into perspective.
Lunch that I've made you today wouldn't even cost £1, probably about 70p.
Yeah.
So maybe I could teach her to like live a little bit less lavishly.
She has to budget in order to feed Imogen herself. You know, the fact that my lunch would have cost £1 and I'm paying multiple times that just for a normal meal out kind of perplexes me.
Fatima's privileged upbringing indulged her with lots of hobbies that would be beyond the budget of most families.
Are you ready?
So Nikki's brought her to Imogen's dance class, something that she can only afford by working extra hours.
This is like £5 a week, basically, and then I use my overtime money to pay for
these dance lessons
and the swing lessons.
So in total, how much would you say that totals up to?
So this is about £20 a month, and swimming lessons is about £23 a month, so it comes to about 43.
When I was Imogen's age, I had to also do extracurricular things like go for ballet dancing and private tuition, swimming lessons and judo and karate, horse riding lessons as well. And my parents, you know, they didn't have to sort of set a budget every month to pay for those things. So that opened my eyes quite a lot and actually made me really respect everything that she does.
As a single mum, the sacrifices that I make for Imogen to have hobbies and interests, and how I don't want Imogen to end up in a gang or groomed into like selling drugs or anything like that as she gets older, where that is becoming more of a problem in Kent at the moment. I would rather spend that now than have a teenage pregnant daughter and
You just want the best for her.
Exactly. I want her to grow up like knowing that her mum cares about her and that I put her first.
Yeah. I think it kind of touched me a little bit. No one could watch that and just not smile because she's so cute anyway, but also I think it was just really like the embodiment of Nikki's hard work and struggle.
Imogen's always telling me that when she grows up, she's going to be a pop star. So, yeah, that's why dancing's important, isn't it? If you're going to be a pop star, you need to be able to dance.
Did you know what you wanted to do when you were young?
No, I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to do something that I enjoyed, and I kind of fell into youth work.
Fatima's ambitions are much more academic.
What do you aspire to do when you graduate?
I hope to go into law and work for a law firm, ideally in London or in New York, but corporate law or human rights law is definitely my goal.
Fatima's fortunate to have a life that is cushioned by her parents.
When I was your age, I fell out with my mum and dad quite badly.
But for Nikki, that security hasn't always been there.
I haven't always had the easiest relationship with my mum and dad. And I've been homeless actually twice in my life.
Wow.
The first time I was homeless when I was 17. I got a place in a hostel for young people that are 16 to 24. It's like a specialist hostel in the town centre. So I had to live off £30 a week, like for everything. But it wasn't just for food, it was to get to school, because I used to have to catch the bus to school as well.
If I was to have problems, I think, at school, or if I, you know, was struggling that much, I'd probably go back to my parents. Did you not have that?
I didn't feel like I could really
net?
talk to my mum and dad at the time. I was really cross with them.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like they loved me. And I didn't feel very understood by them.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've been so reliant on my parents, not just, you know, financially, but also emotionally and physically. So that the thought of not having them support me in anything would scare me. Has there ever been a point when you think, you know, that's it, I just give up?
I have been suicidal at times. Yeah, it was a shock to end up homeless again when I was pregnant with Imogen, because I was sofa surfing at 36 weeks pregnant.
It's actually so upsetting.
Do you want a tissue?
No, it's fine, I'm okay.
I couldn't get anyone to help me, so I had to call my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And my mum and dad were like, look, we'll come and we'll get you.
This has to be the end of
but this has to be the end of this. I've got a really good relationship with my mum and dad now. Like, knowing that they love me, and time is such a good healer, and like this is what I teach young people as well.
I don't know what I would have done if I was in her situation, where I've had one setback and then another setback, and then, you know, followed by another. I think I'd lose hope really quickly. And I don't think I would have been able to deal with it as strongly as she has, and I think it's really built a real sense of resilience in her, and I think that's what keeps her going.
Just to open up to Fatima and share with her that what I've been through, just to get her to see like how far I've come. I'm doing quite well now, like raising my daughter, and with my career I feel like I'm back on track. One of my goals is to own a house, and yeah, to be able to go on holidays with Imogen. I want Imogen to see the world with me.
It's a world apart from Fatima's cosseted lifestyle.
You like cooking, don't you?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Would you, like, it's not a challenge, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but Imogen's getting hungry, so would you mind making dinner?
I don't mind,
and
I'd
I'll
love
make
to.
her a drink.
Yeah, perfect. So what is it, pesto pasta?
Yeah, it's Imogen's favourite.
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you.
Sweet. Definitely made pasta before, and I usually use like tomato or like sort of like arrabbiata sauce, but I haven't made pesto pasta, but I'm just guessing that it's kind of the same as when you're making other pasta. I don't actually use gas at home. I have an electric cooker, so I don't know how to set up the gas. Nikki, I just need your help turning on the gas for just boiling the pasta.
Oh, okay, so you just do this.
Okay. Oh, right. My dad loves cooking, so he'll make a steak with asparagus, kind of roast potatoes. For dessert, I personally love macaroons. That's like my favourite dessert, so I always have them in the fridge. How do you know when pasta's ready? Do you just like taste it? No, it's not ready. I'm a culinary goddess. Nikki?
Yeah?
Do you know how much pesto I should add?
About half a jar.
Half a jar. Definitely ready. Go. Are you hungry? Yeah? Do you want to come sit down?
What's the verdict?
It's really good.
Fatima's food has Imogen's vote, but are Fatima and Nikki politically on the same page?
I used to feel like there was social mobility within this country when I graduated from uni, but now I don't feel like there's social mobility, and I don't feel like you can move between the classes as easily as maybe 10 years ago within the country.
So like the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer?
Yeah, definitely.
Politics over the dinner table is something that's, you know, not really acceptable, it's not appropriate, it's not a dinner time topic. But actually, you know, talking to you about the social class system in the UK especially, Actually, it was really interesting.
When I was a teenager, I was really passionate about young people having a voice to government, and I was instrumental in setting up the UK Youth Parliament, which is an issue-based charity to give young people a voice to government. It's not about party politics, but about the issues that affect young people.
Speaking about politics actually helped us get to know each other a bit more and gave each other a glimpse into each other's sort of lives and what we think and our opinions in terms of just all kinds of topics.
It's getting towards the end of Fatima's first day living skint with Nikki. She decides to update cousin Hamza.
Hey.
Hey, what's the family like?
They're really, really nice. There is mum and one daughter, and the daughter's like 5 years old.
How are you dealing with it?
It's good. I felt really at ease during the day. Nikki is such a lovely woman. She's so, so sweet. She only has, I think, something like £85 disposable income a week, and that includes food.
That must be really difficult.
So she told me she was homeless like twice.
Oh my Lord.
I feel like I'm learning so much already. I've got to go. I'm just about to help Imogen get into bed with Nikki. I'm going to read her a bedtime story.
Love you, take care.
Take care, bye.
Before Fatima reads to Imogen, Nikki wants her daughter to impress their guest.
You're going to read this story and you're going to show Fats just how good a reader you are.
Go on, Mum said Kipper.
Good girl.
I am going.
Good girl.
Now it's Fatima's turn. She reads Imogen the story of Aladdin.
Princess Jasmine giggled at her pet tiger. So that's her friend Tiger, and who's that? That's Jasmine. The next morning, Jasmine arrived at the marketplace. She looked around excitedly, for she had never seen anything like it. As she walked, she came upon a little boy who looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. The boy looked up at her eagerly. She took an apple from a nearby stand and handed it to the poor child. "You'd better be able to pay for that," the apple seller said. "Pay?" Jasmine said with a surprise. She'd never needed to pay for anything at the palace. Jasmine was frightened and didn't know what to do. Luckily, a handsome stranger came to her rescue. Do you like that story?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What do you have to say now?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I think she's tired now as well.
Yeah.
I think to sleep.
It's time to go to bed, isn't it, babe?
Time for them all to call it a night.
Good night.
Night, sleep well.
Thank you. You too. It really felt like Aladdin ties in with the social structure, disparities and struggles that we're exploring at the moment. Just because you have Jasmine being a princess, but then also being able to experience the commoner lifestyle. I think that was really cool.
Sound familiar, Fatima?
I don't think of Jasmine. I wouldn't really say this is, I don't know. Depends on how you want to interpret it.
It's the start of Fatima's second day living skint with Nikki.
I'm making porridge for Fatima. I've already had breakfast just when I got up. Yeah, I've been up for a little while. I needed to do some stuff this morning.
Yesterday was definitely quite tiring. I kind of slept like a baby. I didn't really, wake up at all at night. I think I want to get the same unicorn bed sheets just because they're so cool.
Fatima, your breakfast is ready.
While Fatima's been slumbering, there's been no rest for Nikki, who's been up at the crack of dawn doing jobs.
Morning.
Morning. Was the bed comfortable?
Yeah, I slept really well.
Oh, cool. Maybe you could tell Imogen that the bed's comfortable.
Yeah, I will let her know so she can start sleeping in it.
Is the porridge all right?
Yeah, no, it's really good. I'm just not too hungry at the moment.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like my breakfast looking aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, no, I love adding blueberries and bananas and dates and strawberries and chia seeds on top as well. And yeah, no, it was just a bit plain.
Breakfast is not quite up to standard, and talk turns to holidays and travel.
I want to get us a passport. My passport expired after I had Imogen, and
Oh, really?
so I'm saving at the moment to get passports.
Oh wow! I didn't realise they were that expensive.
Yeah, I think it's £85 for an adult passport and £65 for a child.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was expecting like 500 or 600 to replace it. So how many months would you say that would take you?
Just depends what comes up every month, you know? It's like, that's the problem. I put away like £50 a month and then maybe Imogen needs a new pair of school shoes or I need a new pair of boots or something goes wrong with the car or just random stuff happens, expenses that I hadn't planned for that ends up taking it out of my savings.
Yeah. I've been fortunate enough to not have to save up for a holiday or, you know, a passport. That really struck me, just because if I've ever lost my passport, which I've done countless times before, you know, my parents would just replace it.
Hang on, you think they cost £500 to £600 and yet you've lost yours many times?
To me, like, a passport is like a precious possession. And I felt that was kind of like quite frivolous, that you could lose your passport and then just, oh, I'll just go and get another one.
For Fatima, splashing £1,000 on an outfit is something she'd do without thinking. But Nikki has to consider the price even when buying clothes in a charity shop.
Hello.
She's brought Fatima to one of her favourite charity shops to see if she can find something that would suit Nikki within her budget.
OK, so you know the challenge to get an outfit for under a tenner.
Yes.
Here's your £10.
OK, I willingly accept. I can do this, hopefully.
Good luck. We look forward to seeing what you get.
OK, thanks.
While Fatima trawls through the racks, Nikki and Imogen head out to another charity shop.
Little does she know we're going to be buying her an outfit, so that'll be the real challenge, won't it? Whether she will wear something that costs a tenner from a charity shop, as I'm sure she's probably never worn second-hand clothes before.
Hopefully I can change her opinion on charity shops. I know she said she gives to charity.
I think you can find some really, really nice pieces over here and you can style them. They're just as good as clothes that you can get from, you know, the store. They've just been worn.
We're looking for something for Fatima, all right?
But she said that she doesn't like trousers. Nikki doesn't, so I'm hoping to find something quite along the lines of her style.
I wonder if she's into... Imogen, do you think she would like a dress?
Yeah? Sure.
It's all like quite mishmash in the sense that it's not really organised as such, but then that's a charity shop, so I think there'll be something, hopefully like a hidden gem somewhere that will just work. So I'm going to be persistent and just look.
Which one can you imagine Fatima wearing?
That one.
Yeah, I think that's a really good choice. I think she's going to look beautiful in that.
So this is $5.50, and it would give me sort of money as well for shoes or maybe something to go with it, like a jacket.
Imogen, will you go and give that to the man, please, while I hang this one back up?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I quite like this one, actually, because it's really feminine and you've got some florals there, which are cool.
Do you think this bag will look nice with that dress?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you think Fatima would like this bag?
Yeah.
OK, cool. Let's get these things for her then.
This is the first time I've actually bought something from a charity shop. I'm amazed by how many sort of varieties of different types of clothing that you get here, as well as designers too, and just at discounted prices.
As Fatima doesn't know I'm getting her anything today, hopefully she'll be surprised when I give it to her and that she'll want to wear it.
Thank you. That's £7, please. There's your change and your receipt. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Can I get this?
It's £10, isn't it?
Yes.
That's £10 then, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It was actually quite difficult, but I think I found something that you might like.
Oh, wicked. Should we go home and have a look? Yeah.
Back at Nikki's, Fatima reveals what she bought.
So I actually got you a dress because you said that you wear dresses a lot and your style is quite feminine. And I like this one. I hope you like it.
Yeah,
but,
it's lovely.
And I like the black just because I think it will be really flattering on you.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I love it. So I've got a little surprise for you.
Oh my God, you didn't have to.
So I want you to have a look in this bag. The bag's also for you.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I love it.
Oh, brilliant. We went to another charity shop
Oh,
while you were looking for a dress
this is
for me.
so lovely. I love it. Thank you so much.
Do you think you would wear it?
I would definitely wear it. These are definitely my colours, so yeah, I'd wear it if I was going out.
Do you think you'd mind wearing it, like, if we go to the pub?
Yeah, I'd love to wear it. I'd love to wear it.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. It was honestly so much fun picking out for those as well that I thought you'd like.
Yeah, I had really good fun.
Yeah, and I love the bag too, it's gorgeous. I usually don't wear clothes that people have worn before. I've always just kind of been really weird about that, but I really want to wear this for Nikki, and I really like the dress as well.
Time to head out and strut their new stuff.
I really love what you're wearing.
Thank you.
I think it complements you so well.
Oh, I really love it. It's really floaty and feminine.
Yeah, it's just so flattering as well.
Yeah, I love it. Do you like your dress?
I love my dress. I feel really great in it.
Oh, I'm really glad.
Yeah.
Imogen
And
helped me choose
Imogen
it.
chose it, didn't she?
Yeah.
No, it's so lovely.
She's really excited that you like it. Hopefully we'll get a few compliments at the pub.
Yeah, no, I hope so too.
They're rabbiting on about their new frocks.
Imogen, you need to come and sit down first.
But Nikki has a confession to make about hers.
But I looked at it a couple of weeks ago, actually, in the charity shop, and it was just over my budget. I don't like to spend more than £5 on myself at a time, so I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's £10, I'll wait till it goes in the sale rail. If it's meant to be, it will be. And now I've got it, so I'm really happy.
Should we go feed the rabbits?
And Fatima's dress has special meaning too.
It's just, I guess it has that kind of sentimental value now, so I'd wear it again for sure. If I was going out or if I was, you know, just going out for dinner with my friends or for drinks, then I'd wear it. You like it? Is it going to give you brain freeze?
It's giving me mouth freeze.
Mouth freeze?
You like having visitors, don't you? If you were out getting drinks like this, somewhere, how much roughly would they cost in London, do you think?
Probably like £25 for 3 of them.
£25? Really?
Yeah.
Do you want to know how much this came to?
How much did this come up to?
About £7.50.
£7.50, yeah. Well, there's a clear difference, isn't there? It's a lot cheaper compared to London.
But it's not just pricey London drinks that Fatima spends her money on. Another of her weaknesses is cosmetics.
This is my favourite perfume. This is one that my mum's used for like years. If I buy this perfume from like Selfridges or any other retailer, it usually costs me like £80. How much would you like spend even?
I don't buy perfumes or things like that.
Do you not?
No.
Really?
I don't wear
I
makeup.
love perfumes.
I occasionally wear moisturiser, but even then.
No way. Makeup is my worst. I spend so much money on makeup. Yeah. Foundation would cost me about £35.
Oh my God.
And I'll buy like 2 shades because I'll need.
You mix them?
I mix them. Then like bronzer. The one I have, I've got 2 of them. They're like £49 each. Primer.
What is primer?
Isn't it what you buy at a DIY store?
It's what you put after the moisturiser and before the foundation, and it basically makes it last longer on your face and just gives it like a better finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know nothing about makeup.
In a bid to show she's turning over a new leaf, Fatima is helping out with some household chores.
There was one time that I had to do washing up, and that was at university. And I had to do the washing and the drying.
Not the drying as well.
Oh, brilliant, thank you.
No, you're more than welcome.
I'll just turn that upside down. But that's cool, yeah, brilliant, thank you.
And she's offering to do additional jobs too.
Do you want me to grab the washing from outside and just put it all together?
Yeah, that'd be brilliant, thank you.
Happy to do it.
This is a novelty for Fatima. She normally uses a tumble dryer.
I get Imogen to do some chores around the house for pocket money, and she really likes washing up. Do you have to do many chores yourself?
Actually, my parents have always taught me to clean up after myself. So just sort of being neat in my bedroom, and if I'm downstairs, just to keep everything kind of tidy.
Do you have a cleaner at home or anything?
We do have people that regularly come to kind of clean it up, but you know.
I aspire to having a cleaner one day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To save the chore of cooking on Fatima's last night, Nikki's ordered a takeaway, a rare treat for her and Imogen.
You hungry?
Yeah. Are you?
It's Chinese food, and Fatima's keen to see what's in her fortune cookie.
It says, set the right example, it will inspire others.
Is there anything that you're going to take away from this experience, or that?
I think I'll take away so much from this experience. Just no matter how hard a situation might be, like you've gone through so many setbacks. And I don't know if you recognise this yourself, but like you're a very, very, very strong, resilient woman. And I think that's inspiring for women, you know, out there. You're doing the best you can to create a life for you and your daughter.
Oh, thank you. Is there anything that you think you might do differently as a result of?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing that I think I'd like to do differently is just definitely learn how to budget and just to kind of appreciate what I do have. And to also, you know, really value my family as well. You know, just learning from you, and you told me how good it felt for you to be close with your family again. I think that really sort of resonated with me, just because it made me realise how lucky I am to have such a supportive family.
Having a new understanding of the struggles Nikki faces as a hard-working single mother, Fatima has a special treat for her in Imogen.
I hope you can read my handwriting.
Oh my God. Imogen, we're going to go and see Aladdin, the musical in the West End in London. Thank you. It's something that I've always wanted to do with Imogen, is take her to a West End show.
Yeah.
And I just haven't been able to afford to do it. So thank you so much.
No, you're really, really welcome.
Day out in London.
Yeah.
Be nice, won't it?
I want to give you a hug, honestly. You know, it's been so lovely getting to know you, and it really just touched me, everything that you've gone through, and thank you for sharing with me and giving me sort of, you know, a chance to, you know, experience and feel everything that you've gone through. Honestly, just be open-minded.
So lovely, and yeah, and completely not what I expected. I didn't really have any expectations. I just I didn't know what to expect.
No, neither did I, but I was just still pleasantly surprised, if that makes sense.
Living skint with Nikki has given Fatima a new appreciation of how privileged her life is. And now it's time for her to go back to it.
I'm going to miss you a lot. And yeah, I'm going to go. Bye. Bye. Should we have a hug? Yeah? Bye.
Quite touched that she has said that she's inspired by me and that she looks up to me.
Bye.
That has made me feel quite emotional, actually, because you don't feel like you're an inspiration when you're just living your life and you're just struggling.
So lovely meeting you. Thank you for having me.
Likewise.
Good to see you soon.
And to find that she bought us tickets to see Aladdin, that's amazing.
Bye.
Bye.
She's gone through countless hardships, but she's still resilient and works hard. And I don't think I've ever met such pure-hearted people who are so kind and so welcoming. And if I'm ever lucky enough and fortunate enough to meet them again, then I'd be extremely happy about it.